Good afternoon to all of you. It is the third time when we hold the online market key buyers event in Russia, but it is held in online format for the second time. And this is the second time when we have discussion with the government officials and they talk about support measures provided to those who create content in Russia and support their foreign partners. Actually, it's not that all countries help content creators, especially in cinematography. There are countries they don't have such programs, but luckily Russia is not in this list. We have a two-way movement. I hope that we will hear about it from our speakers. In fact, there are different programs. So I advise that you, in your opinion, please open your virtual suitcase, because we will fill it with the tools that will be shared by representatives from different state agencies. They will talk about special measures in order to support all stakeholders, so it's beneficial to all of us. Participants of our today's discussion: Svetlana Maximchenko, the head of the Department of Cinematography from the Ministry of Culture of the Russian Federation; Alexei Forsin, the head of the Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovative Development of Moscow; Evgenia Danilchenko, the head of the Creative Industries Expert Department from the Russian Expert Center; and Evgenia Markova, the CEO of Roskino. I'll be moderating this discussion. I'm a TV editor and film editor from Rossiyskaya Gazeta, Russian newspaper. My name is Susanna Alpirina. This will be broadcasted not only abroad, but also on the website of the Rossiyskaya Gazeta, and as it is published by the government, we'll have a wide coverage. Today you can play a role of a buyer, of a producer, and I will ask questions on your behalf, because we need tools, and as everyone here, I root for Russian content, Russian movies and TV series. So I want our speakers today to tell me about the initiative that they have, how this help can be provided, and how we can promote our projects abroad. So my first question is to Svetlana Maximchenko, the Minister of Culture. So Svetlana, why the Ministry of Culture is not just a fearsome agency? It is a friend and a partner. It is a place where our specialists from cinematography, they get help. So what is done within local markets, and how do you help them to promote their content abroad? Good afternoon, Susanna. We're really glad that the Ministry of Culture supports the Key Buyers event, and I will start to talk about the measures that we provide to cinematography, and also we provide help to export products. We have been supporting the Key Buyers event from the very beginning. The first time it was held in 2019, and we do hope that after the COVID-19 is over, we'll be able to invite foreign guests to Moscow. However, I would like to know that the online format of Key Buyers event and other events, it allows us to expand coverage. It's not that only we hold only Key Buyers event, but we organize Russian Film Festival, so-called Russian Film Week, and last year it was held using 4 different platforms in Mexico, Spain, Brazil, Australia, using their local video platforms. And we realized that it is wide outreach to audiences, and it is really important in order to promote our Russian content abroad. Today, Russia is one of the top 10 countries exporters of audio and visual content, and we are growing at a very fast pace. And we hope that such events as Key Buyers event or Russian Film Festival, they help Russian producers, first of all, to sell their content abroad and to create co-production projects, to promote our country as a place, great locations for filming. And I would like to know that in the framework of our contests organized by the Ministry of Culture, we provide different support, and we have different contests, and we support national movies created in Russia. And we launched in 2019 co-production contest for minority projects. It was launched recently, but still, we supported a few projects in 2019-2020, and this year we plan to hold this contest in the summer. And we cooperate with the Keyboards event. We will organize a pitching of co-production projects, and we hope that it's not only about Russian co-producers, but all who want, they can be asking for help from the government. They will be eligible for financial support. And additionally, the Ministry of Culture will confirm the international production status of movies and projects. And since 2017, we approved the status of approximately 40 movies. They have officially approved the status of international projects, so they can participate in different international markets, festivals. When we talk about our project, they are active in Euromage activities. Well, the results of our project. This minority contest, it was started just recently, so these projects are not complete yet, but they haven't been released. No, but we hope that they will be popular not only on the Russian market, but abroad. And we see that we are getting more and more success. We celebrate awards, we celebrate victories of our Russian projects. Last year, during the COVID-19, we were really happy because our TV series appeared on Netflix, iTunes, and traditionally they take high places at film festivals. We get different awards. For example, last year, the movie Dear Comrades at the Venice Film Festival. It is To the Lake at Netflix, Sputniks on American iTunes, and this year, as Netflix original, we released Silver Skates and Major Gun movies. And this is just the beginning. Today, we saw that it is a trend, and producers, they talk today that they expect to sell their products abroad, and most of these projects, they are at the stage when they are pre-sold on international markets. And I think that these projects which have not received financial support from the government, they can start offering their projects to international markets at the Keyboards event. And it confirms that there is a great interest towards Russian films. Susanna, maybe I missed anything? Thank you. No, you have not missed anything. We will talk about later. It is true that there is a trend and there is a great interest towards Russian projects, towards Russian history. Excuse me for interrupting, but there is one important aspect I haven't mentioned, but I need to talk about it. Today, the Ministry of Culture, we are designing the concept for cinematography promotion till 2030, and within this concept we have a few important aspects. One of these aspects is dedicated to experts of our Russian audio and visual content. And we can say that for Russian cinematography, it is important to have the support of products, of experts, of international projects, support in order to participate in international markets and film festivals. It is really important for us, and we will provide this support. Other aspect is the promotion of regional cinematography. We can say that now film production is concentrated in Moscow, in Russia, but now we can see that they are regional production points which are more and more popular thanks to film commissions, local film commissions, rebate systems, state subsidies. It is all different depending on the region. But we can see that these projects that are now in Russia, international projects, they are more and more interested in regional locations. And we hope that our colleagues who view Russia as a location for cinema production, they will learn about our location offered by film commissions by our country, and it will be possible, especially at Keyboards event. Thank you. Svetlana, thank you a lot for this information. I would like to add that as a journalist, I travel a lot within Russia, And this year I have already visited Kalmykia, Karelia, and now I'm moderating this discussion from Anapa. And all these places, they are interested in cinema promotion. We have great locations, amazing views. And recently I came from Siberia. It was a Siberian pitching, Deputan, and we allocate money to young specialists in the regions. We offer them support for education. And I want to say that we have so many amazing places. Nothing can be compared. And I would like also to highlight one thing, and I missed it in the beginning. Svetlana joined the Ministry of Culture with Olga Lyubimova. Olga Lyubimova was responsible for cinema. She had a position that Svetlana has now, and now we see that the ministry has breathed new life. It is upgraded. Some burdensome mechanisms are now improved, and it is easier to solve lots of issues, and it is true. And our next speaker, Alexei Fursin, he understands that it is really important to solve issues within a short period of time. Alexei, recently you participated at the press conference of Kibaris event. It was focused on local markets, and you said something really important, that it's not enough to create content. You need to be able to promote it. So what are the tools that help to do it? What is done?
The question, what should we do? What can we do? What things can we undertake to sell this non-conventional product? We are normally used to the notion that international exports, Russian exports, is mostly related to different sorts of commodities, goods, food products, equipment, hardware, machinery. But a couple of years ago, they began talking about the idea that there can be the exports of creative products. Like now, we're talking about audiovisual products. Therefore, there should be some sort of specifics of not only creating and producing that sort of content, but also promoting it and selling it. Also, let me highlight that today, it's hard to be saying about the global market valuation and the Russian market as well, although there are figures available, but we can say that the potential is anyway tremendous. For Russia and for Moscow in particular, taking into account what Svetlana said about what share Moscow occupies in Russian filmmaking industry and the number of companies working here, in order to sell this sort of content, like any product, it needs to be a high-quality product. It has to be high quality and a competitive product. About a couple of years ago, we talked with Yevgenia and Svetlana before she joined the ministry. So we have been discussing with the industry leaders what we need first and foremost to create this sort of high-quality, competitive products. One of the demands was related to market research and analytics, so that it would be possible to see the trends, where the industry is going, where film industry is going, and animation as well. One of the tools and measures that we're going to undertake to help Moscow businesses is the research that we're going to conduct, so that production companies could use it and be more aware of what sort of content it is better to produce at the moment. We have mentioned locations a few times today, and since I'm in the car, I guess during this session I could show you live the locations of Moscow, so that international buyers would know that there are nice spots to shoot here in Moscow. It's for you to decide anyway. Now, question number 2, related to promotion. There is a number of reputable film markets in the industry, and Moscow, as well as Russia, participated in those, with different companies presenting content. And probably 2020 reshuffled everybody's plans, but I think this is overall the right way to go. And I am particularly grateful to Russian Export Center, because we have actually shared responsibility for participation in this film markets between two institutions, which is Russian Export Center and Moscow Export Center. As a matter of fact, those two have provided the opportunity to companies to promote and show their audiovisual content to international buyers. Of course, 2020 corrected everybody's plans, and this project that hosts our conversation, our panel discussion, this Key Buyers event, has definitely shown that in order to sell content, it's not necessary to travel to a particular film market because, of course, we lose a lot when we lack face-to-face communication, when we lose a dialogue eye to eye. But anyway, thanks to Yevgenia and her team, we have not lost the opportunity to present, promote, and even sell content to international buyers. Therefore, these sort of projects, these sort of presentations, both international and Russian, should be promoted, should be supported, because probably they are the future. The traditional format of presentations will exist anyway, it will persist, but it will be also amended by online approach. Let's not deny that. So that is why we support this sort of event, and of course we shall be supporting other events and projects with the Moscow companies participating in them, including the current film markets, future film markets, and also we have planned a number of business missions where a company can present their content. But those film missions will be in a limited capacity dedicated to a particular country where we are traveling with the mission. Another point is, of course, selling, trading, marketing the product. At the press conference, I gave the real-life example when the company had to prove its worth to international buyers for a few years. They have been producing animation, and it took them 5 years to prove that their particular product deserves attention. Not because the product was bad, because it took time to gain recognition, to get international buyers used to the style of Moscow animators in general. Therefore, the more Russian companies participate in all sorts of international showcase projects, film markets, different sorts of venues and aggregators where Russian companies can present and showcase their content, or projects like today, all of this will give the opportunity to the international buyers to see that Russian product is indeed competitive. It can be bought by any country. It can be streamed, broadcasted, and shown. I mean, it has deserved respect from Russian buyer or consumer, you name it, from Russian audience in general. But we are talking about business, so Svetlana has mentioned the system of rebates. As a matter of fact, we do have something similar. We call it exports cashback. As a matter of fact, this is the way for companies today to sell content abroad. In this particular case, we're talking about audiovisual content, so the company can get a 10% cashback on its exports income. Therefore, this is the particular tool that is meant to help businesses earn more, and we believe that this is one of the stimulating measures. It helps companies that produce audiovisual content in Moscow, and also it helps international buyers, because international buyers do understand that this sort of support projects for Moscow business do exist, meaning that the company can get the extra bonus in the case of the sale. In this particular case, we're talking about a set of tools. And it's not only particularly related to exports, but also overall it's applicable to doing business in Moscow and in Russia. At the press conference, I also mentioned that filmmaking and animation are probably the most active creative industries in Russia, particularly in terms of development of projects and promotion and selling of projects. And only a few days ago, we launched a grant for animation companies. There are two types of grants that should be exciting to both animation production companies and international buyers alike. The grants include funding to create animation content and then sell it. The second type of grant is for independent animators. The grant will be given to those independent animators who win awards at different international and Russian competitions and festivals. So that gives opportunity to Russian and international companies to find those brilliant independent teams that have deserved international acclaim and recognition. After that, those treasure teams can join new projects. And since we're talking about teams, this is one of the issues, by the way, related to development of the animation and filmmaking industry in Russia. Evgenia has mentioned the issue of talents, about education, and the need to enhance the teams. There is a widely recognized mechanics of business acceleration, accelerators, and we decided not to turn our backs on animation. But of course, animation is a very particular industry because here we need to enhance the teams that will be probably making different sorts of scripts, the teams that will be producing product, such as documentaries, feature films, TV series. All of these things together should create a toolkit. That toolkit will not only help production companies to sell their content in Moscow and in Russia, but also be competitive on the international market.
Thank you, Alexei. I like the way you participate in our today's discussion. You are a government official who is in the car, driving in Moscow and looking at different locations. And I'm the viewer. I'm very thankful. I think that this support system, it is why I can see new Moscow in our movies, TV series, and I learn about new places in Moscow. I can say it was the result of such movies as Invasion by Fyodor Bondarchuk, Frenchman by Andrei Smirnov, many other TV series and movies. I think that Evgenia Danilchenko will continue with what Alexei has mentioned. Evgenia, last year, you also participated at the panel discussion. We had participants from Russian Expert Center, and I know that your organization is famous for its dynamic development, and it is very flexible to all the changes that we can see in the industry. So what has changed in the last year? I know that you have lots of special programs which help content creators. Dear colleagues, good afternoon. Thank you for this invitation to participate in the Key Buyers event. It is truly a unique event for the Russian market. And we see the results from these activities very fast. In this regard, I would like to know that this industry, we can say it is very respectable and fruitful in the business sphere, because we can see really bright results and they are successful, and sometimes it is unexpected and they invade new markets. So to be flexible to business requirements, it is the priority for state institutions who take this responsibility to provide economic incentives, or we can say safety cushions for the industry to support this business associated with high risk. What's new? Last year we launched a program which allows us to support projects which enter international markets. And we can allocate money, subsidies to marketing support abroad and when we want to meet the requirements of international markets. Now, when we talk about adaptation, we mean dubbing and subtitles. But based on the first experience that we had, we received lots of comments, and it was a pleasure, first of all, when we received comments from our international partners. And they told us that it would be great to support our Russian producers and to provide re-edition support. And we plan to amend corresponding resolution this year, and we will expand this program. We will adapt it to the market requirements. What else? Evgeny, excuse me. As far as I know, in this plan you provide subsidies totaling approximately 500 million rubles. Am I right? Yeah, this year, yes. 5 million rubles allocated for this state program support, and it is about marketing on international markets and adjustment to international markets requirements. And next year, yes, next year we plan that this budget will be not less than 500 million rubles, but it will depend on the results that we will see later. Based on applications, probably the volume of subsidies will be increased, but we don't want chickens to count chickens before they are hatched, so we will see the results later. So the question is about federal rebate system. It was finally launched this year, and we receive application from Russian companies who will be partners in terms of international filming on the territory of the Russian Federation. Now this program is at the pilot stage, and it will be for 2 years in 2021 and 2022. So what does it mean, the pilot mode? We designed this program taking into account the comments that we received, and we would like to thank international experts for their efforts. And we made amendments meeting Russian legislation. And that's why we can say that some aspects in these resolutions, they are not so clear for international colleagues. And we would like to analyze not only that this program for rebates is in demand for international partners, but we would like to receive comments whether there is a further need for any amendments, and if they require such, then we will do it during this program, during this period of pilot mode. Thank you. My question is to Evgenia Markova. Evgenia, we listened an opinion from government officials, but we do know that Roskino is a mediator in terms of market cooperation, partnership. I heard comments about Kibar's event that was held last year. I do know that it was organized better than the market Mashuda Film, online market Mashuda Film, and it is true. The market has changed for the better, and you'll talk about it. And it is your work that you did last year, and because your activities will help us to be fruitful, and it helped all the stakeholders, international stakeholders, local stakeholders. So how do you work as a mediator? Thank you, Susanna. If we talk about this support, we heard the reports of our colleagues and we work with them closely, and it is true that these breakthroughs are attributable to the state, which started actively investing into the project, and they actively help market players. And this is what allowed our Russian products to be visible on the international arena. It is true that in this context, we play a role of a mediator, which helps to find a common language among local Russian market players, the state, and international partners. And when we play this role, we have an objective to consolidate the industry, and we want to strengthen the efforts of the state in order to promote international cooperation. And we made a great leap. Now we are kind of a single operator which promotes Russian content abroad, and we started to work systematically with local society, with buyers, with leaders of opinion, with screenwriters, and we built an effective strategy for cooperation. We initiated lots of projects in this regard, and we helped to achieve the goals which were identified for Russian market players, and we identify them with these players. When we talk about B2B segment, we organize this key buyers event with the support of the Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Innovation. This is our main platform. These projects that are created, they are shown to all the stakeholders who are interested in this partnership with Russia. And this year we also follow the market, and we realized that there were special requirements from the industry within our country and from abroad, and we introduced something new. We expanded our products to our international partners, so we provided two-way pitchings, and our international colleagues can apply for minority co-production, and we are the company who have this objective to tell about the main trends which are happening here in Russia, and we couldn't stop mentioning that we have more than 20 online platforms. It will be a special overview at the key buyers event. It will be a market overview, and there I will tell about the dynamic in the segment, about players, differences between these players, and we will help our international colleagues to be more oriented in this segment. And the third aspect, we are focused on our independent films. It's not the key driver of the sales in Russia, but it's about image, and our goal is to make it more visible, and will be a single window for festival organizers. And as an organization, we provide opportunities to our Russian market players, and they can participate in different international events, and we work with different segments: TV series, movies, animation, and we can say that we have lots of breakthroughs. Our TV series, it's kind of a new animation in Russia, a new oil and gas, you can say. And by doing this, we are a single window, a center of competencies, a center of knowledge, and we share all the information, what's going on here in Russia and abroad. We help Russian colleagues to understand international trends, and international colleagues can find all the necessary information about local markets. And to be more transparent for our international partners, we will launch a single platform online portal. It will be kind of IMDb, and it will contain all the information about people you want to work with, about products, about rebates, the requirements, and who is eligible for rebates. You can find information about these talents, screenwriters, directors, and international partners. They can find potential colleagues for cooperation, and all the projects will be outlined there. It is a new project that we have. It is unique. It will unite the whole industry. It will make it transparent for all foreign players. And our objective is to be a single window to Europe, and when we want to share this trend, we introduced a guideline, all the information about projects. It was a paper format, now it will be published on our online portal. And we talk about different opportunities for Russian industry. So if international partners have any questions or suggestions, we are always there to help, and we are always here to talk about your initiatives, suggestions, and we'll share with our Russian colleagues. What's also important, Susanna, would you like to add anything? No, I wanted just to say that we have nothing compared to what you have done, especially when we talk about content. And Roskino, you are responsible for many functions, policies, promotion, and I hope that you'll be successful the way you have this success in all the areas of your work. Would you like to add anything? Yes, it is true. But it is also because we are focused on our clients. We talk about Russian producers, exporters, or international producers, or buyers. And when we are focused on these needs of these target audiences, we introduced new decisions. And now we started developing co-production initiatives. We made it with the Ministry of Culture. Now we have a special system, and after the Key Buyers event, the participant, they can participate in the contest organized by the Ministry of Culture, and all the players are synchronized here in the Russian market, and it is great because our international players, they can easily find all the information, and we have such collaboration in Russia, not just at this panel, but we work 365 days together with all the stakeholders. And what I'd like to outline, when we see the feedback from the industry, we understand that we need educational project. Last year we launched 2 educational projects. One was about co-production, it was with Yaman Diman, and another one was done here in Russia with the Higher School of Economics. So why do we do this? Why it's important to know about this? Because you need to understand that we prepare new people, professionals who can work on the international markets. It is a new area of development for the whole industry. We want to fill this gap, and this is directional work that we take. Thank you. It is true what you have done with the Higher School of Economics and FNDMAN. It was noted by the industry. It is true that we haven't done anything similar before. It will be a pleasure to talk about this topic more, but unfortunately we don't have lots of time. I would love to joke that any producer, they know that there is a rule that you don't need to spend your money. But here in our country, they can spend money from the governments. But it is important that these projects are great. The government, they are looking for talents, they are looking for support. It works here perfectly, and we hope that it will be the same, and we'll be thankful to it. Thank you for this great panel discussion.